You've had several drinks. Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Taker's loss?
Well, it's very emotional.
Don't look at me. Tell it like it is.
No, tell me from the heart, man. What did you feel, man? Like you've already given me knowledge.
I felt empty, to be honest with you.
Is it because who he lost to, or what? Like what bothers you about it?
It doesn't bother me, but yeah, no, Brock, he's
when the final whistle, when the final bell.
I was surprised. I was really surprised because I didn't see it coming. But tomorrow night, now obviously, I think that he's going to retire.
I'm going to find all legends come to an end. And tomorrow night, not Raw.
Do you prefer it the way they did it though? Like, no, but in your mind, if you not said, all right, he'll do Cena eventually and Sting, and haven't you booked it in your head of how you would do it? Would you have ended it if you were in charge?
Booking it in my head, I would have had Cena go the 22-23 mark.
But you would have never had him lose, or would you have?
No. I would have had him 20-something and 0.
I think a lot of people, they think undefeated or whatnot. It's not that great really, but I would have kept the streak personally. I would have made him undefeated. They lost that gimmick now, especially when you go to a WrestleMania XXX and stuff like that. You can't go and see.
To me, here's the biggest offense, guys, is that is the only truth in wrestling. There's so many lies going on, but the only true thing is he had never lost at WrestleMania. There's a lot of lies going around, but he had never lost.
When you look at it, you look at every WrestleMania that he's ever competed in, you know that he's winning. And this one,
we knew he was winning.
We knew he was winning again.
Because they're like, Brock's a part-timer or whatever.
But if they've given it to Brock, who is notoriously a part-timer for the last couple of years, then that's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. But if he carries on, then you can see why they've given it to him, because he's a legitimate threat to anyone. Anyone. Because he'll beat Batista, he'll beat Orton, and I know as much as the Yes movement has taken off, the Brock Lesnar movement is 10 times bigger, because Brock Lesnar's 10 times bigger. He throws everywhere.
Perhaps he is old school. He wanted to go out with a defeat. That was his way. Perhaps it was his decision ultimately.
He's asked, he's like backstage he said, look, there's a person I want to lose the streak to. It's Brock Lesnar. Here's X, Y, and Z.
You agree it was totally his decision?
His decision. His decision.
There's no way anyone would say, you're losing now.
Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H, wasn't going to tell him.
And he's been on record saying, I don't want him to ever lose.
He was never going to say to Undertaker, a.k.a. Mark Calloway, you were going to lose your streak. Because as far as Paul Levesque was concerned, Paul Levesque wanted that,
And he was part of it 3 times.
We all wanted it. We wanted a 0 and 20 something, didn't we? We won't get it now, unfortunately. But I think he's gone out on top. If he retires at Raw tomorrow,
I don't see any other option for him really. He's getting too old now. He won the Undertaker of old.
I'm going on the record that he's going to do a fucking revenge match, win the match against Lesnar next year, and then sit out. Your thoughts?
I can't see that happening.
You can see that.
Nah, I can't see that happening.
22-1?
Nah.
No, but he could be 23-1. Like, think about it. The comeback after losing that could be twice as big.
Yes, of course, sorry, 23-1.
Rematches are big.
Rematches are massive, and there's a lot of money.
And he lost, and, like, you know what I mean? Like,
what we saw after the match.
He only fights 1 match a year, a WrestleMania.
Right.
For him to lose the streak, that's massive.
So what we saw,
I can't see him coming back from that.
What we saw tonight after the match was very sad to see. Like, I don't think it was a work. I think it was a genuine, like, I can barely pull myself up now. I think on Raw,
I think he's going to.
You know what's weird to me though, is of the matches of the last 3 to 5 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like he was in like good shape this time. I think the one with Hunter and the ones with yeah, he had like a gut on him. He looked in shape. He looked tanned. If you're gonna bow out, we're trying to figure out this Taker thing. Like, is it because they're saying it might be because he's old, but he looked good in this one.
That's probably his worst match that he's done in about 5 years, I'd say.
Really?
Even last year,
I thought the first Triple H match was fucking horrible.
Was,
last year,
from where we were.
They watch it again. They lay around the whole time.
At the back,
straight actor, like
where we were at the back, there was this is boring. There was a lot of this is boring chants.
Yeah, not much happened.
I think it went stale for a little bit. And it was just a high spot. And then they tried ending the match with high spots.
And it was a match I was looking forward to the most, and it didn't deliver as far as I was concerned. The ending was spectacular.
That fucking delivered.
That delivered, yeah, that delivered. But
I thought it was his worst match since 22, Mark Henry. Not every match has been quality.
You know when he started having awesome matches? 23.
Yeah, Batista in the joint.
Batista was a fucking awesome match.
This is my first Mania, and
The Hummel Bates main event.
The Hummel Bates main event. And Vice.
my first Mania, this WrestleMania 30, my first Mania, and The Undertaker was probably 4th on the list of matches I'd want to see.
Because it was so predictable.
Because
nobody saw that coming.
no one, I don't care who you are, people may have won bets because they randomly put like £9 or $1 on Brock Lesnar. No one in the heart of hearts believed that. No. 22-0 was going to be the goodbye. But it was always going to be a letdown because both of them are not in great in-ring performance. Neither.
But Brock Punk was fucking outstanding. So Brock can still go. Brock and Kevin.
There's a reason why Brock was outstanding with Punk, because Punk is a great performer.
No, but I will say, I was there. The Brock CM Punk match was fucking awesome this year.
That was outstanding.
People never talk about that match, but that match
Brock
was
Punk,
awesome.
Brian Cena, and that was a great set. One of the best ever slams in about 10 years. Fucking brilliant.
I think Undertaker and Brock came. They may have just edged it before Cena and Wyatt, because Cena and Wyatt was a dog shit match.
I thought it was alright. I thought it was alright. It's alright.
I thought it was good.
When commentary gets added into it, it'll be a great match.
Too much of stopping Cena doing the old 4 times. Oh my god, real. It's just loads and
Shall I
loads.
hit him with stairs?
He was struggling with his character.
Out of everyone Cena's fought, he's like giving it all the.
When Cena stops twice to hit someone.
I thought it was just mental because people were coming out to the ring and like fighting in the ring and then
hitting each other.
Shawno, have they dropped the bollock not having Cena Taker at Mania?
Alright, here's my thoughts. I was really upset with it when it first happened, but now I'm like, it's so Undertaker. He's keeping the reality in wrestling. They said it's a reality era. A guy that's fucking 15, 20 years his junior, who is a former fucking legitimate UFC champion, beat his ass. Who else was gonna do it? Give it to another fake, phony pro wrestler guy? I don't know.
They needed someone to break the mold and be pushing through, like the next Lesnar.
Have they gone with some...
With that said, I still think it was a waste though, because Lesnar...
We talked about this in our hotel room, and we said, does he give it to Lesnar? And we all said no, because Lesnar's too unreliable. Lesnar will fuck off in maybe 3-4 years.
Yeah, but he's a legitimate winner, only. Like Betsy said, he's hard man, he's fought in UFC.
Ken Shamrock fought in UFC. Ken Shamrock stayed a long, long time.
Got nothing.
But got nothing.
He was legitimately the toughest guy there.
Brock Lesnar must be staying for 2 years.
Even his reaction, it was just like a grinny little reaction. And off he went. It should have been, whoever broke the streak should be like, fuck, I broke the streak. Fuck, this is
Should have been made.
But he just sort of
When I saw Paul Heyman came in and gave it the old.
Yeah, Heyman
like,
sold it.
all this bullshit.
Heyman sold it like it was the biggest fucking shock ever.
But this is another thing. The streak has been broken by a man who can't fucking use the mic. A man who can't speak on the phone, on the mic. He hasn't got anything.
Yeah, but apart from Undertaker doesn't talk much either.
But when he does, though, something happens.
It's good. Yeah.
When he does speak, he may speak once every 12 months, or maybe twice every 12 months. But when he speaks, it means something. You take notice. Shit up.
He's the yes man.
The thing is, how do they sell next year's Mania? The first one won about 15 years, whatever, without the streak.
Well, unless you have a rematch.
Actually 22 years.
Unless you have a rematch.
Say 16, you want on the card of 16.
22 years of the streak.
Brock Lesnar.
He wasn't on the card of
unless
16.
you have a rematch.
No, 22. He's 21. That shit started a year before he was born, so it'd be actually 23 years.
23 years it would be.
The streak started in 91.
But he didn't wrestle at WrestleMania 2000. He wasn't on the card.
No, you're missing the point. We're talking from the year.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, 91 would be 24 years. Will be the next year.
23rd year he's competed, isn't it?
How do they sell next
He's
year?
missed a couple, yeah.
How they sell next year's is the man who broke the streak
Rematch.
against either the Undertaker.
That's got to be done, surely. He won't fight it again. That's got to be it.
So why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he look at it and think, listen, I'm done?
No. You retire it completely.
Have a little speech
He
tomorrow.
retires tomorrow. He retires tomorrow.
I've been there with a flair, big speech. I got the HBK big speech. I'm the Mania retirement guy.
I think you'll see the last of the Undertaker, and I think the way they'll build it is the man who took the streak versus
I think you'd be in the Hall of Fame
someone
next
who
year.
wants to take that moniker. There's someone, Brock Lesnar took the streak, and I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar. CM Punk.
That's a good thought.
What about The Rock and Brock Lesnar?
No.
Two greats.
No.
CM Punk Lesnar too.
I think we could see. I think we could see, like you say, a CM Punk. Or
I reckon it'll be Brian Lesnar and SummerSlam. I reckon they'll keep them apart.
could we see?
That's already locked in. Brian Lesnar is happening.
Could we see a big Cesaro
Brock
push?
will be badass.
Cesaro push towards
Lesnar.
If they
But
get behind
you keep what you want to do is keep them away from each other for so long, and then build it up. Like they come in contact somehow. And then
is it going to be Brock? Because Rock's meant to be penciled in for one more Mania, and it's meant to be Brock this year, isn't it?
But why would why would you
I
waste
can see how
the Rock breaking the streak against the Rock? Who
He's not breaking the streak, there's no streak, that streak's gone.
yeah, but he's broken the streak. He's broken the streak. And then,
He's talking about a streak transfer, I think.
yeah, but you've got Brock now who's broken the streak, who's like he's the.
Yeah, but you're talking about Rock.
Fucking streak transfer. It's not like, you beat someone who's undefeated in the league. It's also like, we're undefeated now, so we
No,
beat
what I'm
that.
saying is, you've got Brock Lesnar, you can bill him as the man who took the Undertaker streak.
That's all he's going to be now. He's going to be
Yeah, so you've got that, and then, just bring in The Rock, who's once every...
The Rock brings the back.
Yeah, but why would you then just... It's set... You're selling the streak down the river then. Because you've got Rock, just beat Rock. Because The Rock should have beaten Undertaker then, surely. If that's the case. Surely.
If they book Rock to beat Brock. If they book Brock to beat
But what I'm
Brock.
saying, yeah, but...
Look, I wouldn't involve any of these older guys. It should have been
No, I
given.
think
If it should have been
Cesaro-
given to an up and comer,
Nah.
Roman Reigns in 2 years.
Roman Reigns.
Maybe.
Taker does have 2 years in it.
Undertaker
won't be there next year.
will retire.
Taker's got...
The only logical explanation for any of this is he's done.
Yeah, he's done. Exactly.
If he wrestles 5 more years, this is like the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
It makes no sense. We were saying if they didn't do the streak, say he lost to like Giant Gonzalez, he would have retired like 4 years ago.
I don't see why they would just go, listen, Undertaker's nearly 50 years of age.
And he's beat up.
It's 21-1. May as well chuck him in with someone again to go 22-1.
What's the point though? What's the point?
Exactly, so just leave Undertaker retires tomorrow on Raw.
Yeah,
Okay?
can't see any other
Say
thing.
goodbye, thank you Undertaker, you've been a legend, thank you very much. Brock Lesnar is the man. He must.
But see, it's part of his character to fucking rise from the dead. And I think he's not done. I don't think he's done.
The one they should have done it was when Orton was a legend killer. He was
Correct. 21. When he hit the fucking choke slam, or he went up to the choke slam and hit the RKO. That should have been it.
And they had a good feud back in the year. That was the time.
Orton could have used it.
But the thing is though,
They let it go and he did that and it stopped.